Hello and welcome to Meet the Candidates for the November 5th, 2013 Garden City General Election. I'm your host, Dan York. On today's program, candidates for the position of mayor, council, and the newly formed library board have been invited to appear. The 2 candidates for mayor, the 7 candidates for the 4 regular council seats, and the 2 candidates for the seat vacated by George Cordy have all agreed to appear on this show. There are only 6 candidates for the 6 seats on the library board. Only 1 candidate accepted our invitation to appear, but it was after the established deadline, so no library board candidates will appear on this program. But again, there are only 6 candidates for the 6 seats. The candidates that will appear on the program include, for the position of mayor, incumbent Randy Walker and challenger Buddy E. Wallace. Mr. Wallace will appear on the ballot as E. Wallace. For the regular council election of 4 seats, challenger Mike Collard, incumbent Dave Fetter, incumbent Michael P. Jones, incumbent Jim Kerwin, challenger Pam King, incumbent Jaye Lynch, and challenger Patricia Mcard. The 2 candidates with the highest vote totals will receive 4-year terms. The next 2 will receive 2-year terms. In the special election that council decided to hold to fill the remaining 2 years of a 4-year term vacated by George Cordy, the candidates include Al Brisco and Margo. Each candidate was given 5 minutes to present his or her platform. The candidates for the newly formed Garden City Library Board include Nancy Bailey, Andrew McMeechan, Mary Jane Schilberg, Nancy A. Schultz-Speck, Janet Smith, and William Paul Warhane. To view the ballot, go to the city's website at www.gardencitymi.org. There are no other elections or proposals on the November 5th ballot. This program will air on GCTV October 18th, 19th, and 20th, and October 25th through November 3rd at 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 7 p.m., and 11 p.m. The program will also be available at those same times on the GCTV live stream. You can watch Meet the Candidates on demand through the GCTV YouTube channel. Links to both can be found at www.gardencitymi.org/GCTV. So let's begin our program. We'll begin with the council candidates for the 4 regular council seats, and the first candidate that you'll hear from is Mike Collard.
Hi, my name is Mike Collard, and I'm seeking a chair in the November 5th Garden City Council elections. I'd like to start off by telling you a little bit about myself. I'm a 46-year-old lifelong resident of Garden City. I'm a 1985 Garden City High School graduate. I'm married to my wife, Lynn, and together we have 4 grown children. After retiring from Delta Airlines in 2009, I fulfilled a lifelong dream of working with children. And I'm in my 3rd year as a behavior supervisor, 2 years with Garden City Public Schools, and this year with Tipton Academy in Garden City. My volunteer leadership roles have included 6 years on the Garden City Relay for Life Committee and 7 years on the GCYA board, holding positions of public relations, vice president, and presidency. As a councilman, my goal and reason for running are aimed at returning Garden City to the vibrant city it once was, by rebuilding relationships and taking advantage of the great resources we have to offer, such as our many parks, our schools, great sports programs, and our awesome service groups. It is a priority to bring trust, integrity, and fresh ideas to our council with plausible short and long-term goals. I also believe we have to commit to ideas that will attract families to Garden City and keep them here for generations. Providing a blight-free, safe community, balancing budgets, and consistently upgrading our infrastructure are all priorities for me. I believe as a leader, if we show a willingness to commit and work hard, our great citizens will be eager to follow. In closing, I'd like to thank you for this opportunity, and I hope I can count on your support come November 5th. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Dave Fetter, and I'm seeking a seat on the Garden City City Council. A little about myself first. My wife Tammy and I have been married for 33 years and have called Garden City home for the last 29. We have 2 wonderful children, Sarah and Jeff, who we have raised in the city, enjoying our great schools and city services. I'm retired from AT&T after 30 years of service and was in good standing with my union, the Communication Workers of America. I've decided to seek re-election because I'm very disappointed with the way our council has conducted business in the last couple of years. I'm frustrated when the city is up against stagnant state revenue sharing, reduced home values, and a large number of home foreclosures, and the reduced personal income our residents are currently experiencing and trying to balance the city budget. Most of our council members just sit there and say nothing, or they ask no questions, and worst of all, they offer no solutions. Now that it's election time, however, you're probably going to hear from these same people as why you should vote to keep them in office. Also, how they are the person that can guide our city through these turbulent times. When in reality, they were the ones in office when all this happened, and they did nothing. Our city has gone through some very important issues in the last 2 years. We are experiencing the biggest economic downturn since the 1930s. According to Ms. Ellen Jeffries, who is the director of the Senate Fiscal Agency, and I quote, "The 2008-2009 recession was the most severe economic contraction in 70 years, both in duration and in depth," unquote. Our state revenue sharing is stagnant, our home values have been reduced by 50%, and our city's population has gone from 22,000 residents just 10 years ago to about 28,000 today. All this relates to less revenue for the city to maintain the services our residents have come to expect. Our citizens have also asked for change, real change, in the form of lower water rates, which this council has refused to address. I believe it's possible to restore all of our city services and lower the citizens' cost of living in this city. We can start by using sound and fiscally responsible principles when it comes to our city planning and spending. We can increase our city revenues by making sure that people owe the city money, that they pay it. We need to improve our collection process which the city is now using. We need to collect and change the process for unpaid water bills and delinquent property taxes before it goes to the county, as well as delinquent landlords who buy and rent homes in our city for profit. We need to look at changing the inspection program that every rental home needs to go through prior to being rented. And we need to adjust our fees for non-residents who use our city services. And the most important thing of all is, council has to stop spending money needlessly. We need to continue looking at developing partnerships with other communities, as well as a program to put families in vacant homes that now dot our community. I have listened to the citizens over the past 2 years and have improved transparency in our city government. I have questioned the city's spending and what the money is being spent on. I also introduced a motion to expand the number of days City Hall is open to serve you from 3 days to 4 and not closing for lunch. I introduced a motion to work with Lansing to monitor employee driving records to help keep insurance costs down and to help avoid any future lawsuits. I requested an audit of our water fund after hearing your concerns and the rates you are forced to pay. Based on this audit, I have come up with a plan that would maintain the service you have come to expect and lower rates you pay. My message from the very beginning of our serving on council is for more transparency in government, an honest evaluation of the issues facing the city, and specific plans to move the city forward. I am motivated, prepared, and ready to do what it takes to deliver Garden City back into the premier place for our families to live and shop. I have been endorsed by the Garden City Command Officers Association, the Garden City Firefighters Local Number 1911. My name is Dave Fetter, and I'm asking for your vote on November 5th. Thank you.
My name is Michael Jones, and I'm a candidate for re-election to the Garden City City Council. My wife Faye and I have been residents of Garden City for over 41 years. Our daughters, Michelle and Kathy, attended Garden City schools. I'm a retired educator, having taught high school chemistry for 26 years, first at Ladywood High School in Livonia, and then the final 21 and a half years at Mercy High School in Farmington Hills. I was a licensed insurance and securities representative for over 20 years. I have worked as a vendor at Tiger Stadium and Comerica Park for 35 years. I served on the Garden City School Board for 8 years, including terms as president, vice president, and treasurer. I served one term on the Garden City Zoning Board of Appeals. I've been a member of the Garden City JCs, serving as external director, external vice president, and treasurer. I am a member of the Garden City Kiwanis, serving as treasurer for over 12 years. I've been a precinct delegate, a friend of the library, and participated in Relay for Life for 5 years. My wife and I are members of St. Raphael's Parish. We are making progress in Garden City. Although we must continue to use our resources wisely, we no longer face an imminent deficit and are not looking at further budget cuts that would impede delivery of services. We have selected a city manager in Bob Murray, who through his position as police chief was already very familiar with Garden City, its strengths, and its most pressing needs. He is doing an excellent job. Through the diligence of our employees, we obtained grants for a new fire truck and to hire 4 new firefighters. We've been able to purchase 4 new police vehicles. We are addressing our infrastructure needs with the City Hall roof and street improvements on Harrison, Lathers, and Bach. Our number of foreclosed homes has stabilized and is starting to improve. We are actively addressing blight in our neighborhoods, with the mayor and city manager doing weekly tours of neighborhoods and identifying blight and upkeep problems and working actively with our ordinance enforcement officer. Business blight, like the northwest corner of Ford and Merriman, have been addressed, and that property is now available for development. We have had 47 applications for new business licenses just this year alone. New businesses such as the Yaldo Eye Center, the Kroger gas station, a dance studio, an auto lube shop, a doggy care and boarding center, a combat sports center, a hair salon, and a laundry store are all new or in the process. On the negative side, I am disappointed in the pessimism, naysaying, and catastrophic predictions that are made at the council meetings, both from a few members of the audience and from the council table itself. I would like to turn that around. While everyone is entitled to express their opinions, the misleading and false statements with their unwarranted forecasts of doom and gloom are thinly disguised scare tactics whose sole purpose is to promote individual and political agendas. I would like to continue to emphasize the positive aspects of Garden City, including the countless hours of service provided by individuals and civic organizations with no thought of receiving recognition or compensation. This is what continues to make Garden City a great place to live and raise a family. If you would like to join me in those efforts, feel free to contact me on Facebook, email, or phone. My cell phone number is 313-418-1941. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jim Kerwin. I am running for re-election for City Council. I have lived here for 58 years and I love this city. Myself, my wife, and my 3 children have all attended and graduated high school in Garden City. My family moved here in 1955. My dad was in the construction business to build South Junior High School, which later became Vogel Junior High. My family loved the area, they loved the city, and decided to stay, just like I have since then, with my family. We have issues in our city. The economy plays a big factor in one of our issues. I believe most of the business loss in Garden City is due to the economy. I know things are rough because I am also a businessman. We need to get re-energized. I am very happy to see a few new businesses opening soon. For instance, the Subway shop on Ford Road, the Loan and Jewelry store on Ford Road, new dollar store on Cherry Hill, and the Lucky Dog Daycare on Middle Belt Road. We also have a factory in the industrial area that plans on putting a large addition on. So those are some good things. Another issue we have facing us is our infrastructure and facilities. We have completed several water main and road projects with plans of actually doing more. However, on Maplewood, west of Merriman, we have water mains that are approximately 80 years old. And our Department of Public Services building, that is 40-some years old, and that has some serious issues that need definitely needs attention. We need to continue looking into partnerships with our neighboring communities. We need to work on bringing business back to our city. And like I've said many times before, I believe in more and open transparency in government. If you elect me, I will do everything in my power to have these and other issues resolved. Thank you for listening. I'm Jim Kerwin. I'm requesting your vote on November 5th. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Pam King. I'm a candidate for Garden City Council, and I want to thank all of you who are watching this. I have been a resident of Garden City for over 39 years, and I love it. I have a wonderful husband of 49 years, one man, one time, 2 great kids, and 6 wonderful grandchildren. During the course of living here, I have been involved in many different things. A Girl Scout leader, campaigns for other individuals, ice skating for my daughter, hockey for my son, and of course that took us all over the land. The chili cook-off is more recent, and the Relay for Life. And the reason the Relay for Life is important to me is I am a 17-year survivor, a cancer survivor, and so it means a lot to have that. Being involved is very important, and that's one of the reasons that I am running. I would like to see changes, and I think I have the ability and the background to help do it. I have been a realtor for over 39 years and also a broker. And during that time, I've been on many different committees. Some of them included the Grievance Committee, the Professional Standards Committee, Member Services, and I also chaired those. On top of that, I was also elected as the director to the Board of Directors for Western Wayne, Oakland County Association of Realtors. That was a term of 2 years, 2 terms of 3 years, which is a total of 6 years. Learned a lot from these groups. I learned policy development, problem solving, how to come to consensus, and how to be a good listener. Also during that time, I owned 2 very successful real estate franchises. They were Century 21s. Pardon me. So I think I have the experience that will be useful in becoming a council member. So why am I running for city council? Because I care about Garden City and I care about you. I want to be part of the solution to the problems facing our city at this time. I'll stand up for my convictions on the council and for the concerns of Garden City citizens. I would like to help resolve the current issues and bring them to consensus so we can get on with helping the city grow. I want Garden City to be a place people want to come to. We are a unique bedroom community that has survived the past and are now looking forward to the future. Let's make it more inviting. I would like to utilize local talent and volunteers who have the expertise to help the city with events and fundraisers. Art in the park, music on the hill, shows, and every such thing as that. There's a wealth of knowledge within the city and it should be tapped. Council members need to listen and reach out to the residents and get them involved. Have neighborhood meetings, town hall meetings, or whatever works to make it happen. I also want to see and encourage support for the small and local businesses. It builds a much stronger community. I want Garden City to retain its unique qualities and build even more. This is a very special town for me, and I am Pam King. I ask for your vote for council, and I thank you for your time.
Hello, my name is Jaye Lynch, and I've had the honor of representing you on our city council. You may have called me on the phone, or I might have met you at one of the activities that I attend regularly in our community. You might have told me about how one of our employees assisted you, or you may have been concerned about an issue or a situation facing you, your neighborhood, or the city. I want to assure you that every time we talk, whether it's casually or formally, I am listening. I won't wait until the next council meeting. I present your concerns and ideas to the appropriate people and departments immediately in order to achieve a prompt and efficient response to your concerns. As a lifelong resident of Garden City, I know my family and I have come to count on and appreciate our city services in the same way that you and your family has. While Lansing has repeatedly cut our portion of the state revenue sharing money over the last 10 years to the tune of $1.1 million, we have been able to reinvent ourselves and operate the city without losing those essential city services. Fiscal responsibility is leading us down the path to success. By refinancing our debt, we will recognize a total savings over 20 years of $602,184. We have also renegotiated 3 different contracts we have with contracting agencies and have maintained or recognized a cost savings for Garden City. I believe in building and maintaining solid relationships with our business community and with colleagues at the state and county levels. This is how you get things done. As a result, Maplewood, Warren, Middle Belt, and now Merriman Road have been rebuilt by working with Wayne County, MDOT, and the federal government, saving our residents tens of millions of dollars. The use of federal dollars from the Act 51 program has helped us rebuild Harrison, Bach, and Lathers. Grant money has helped us purchase a new fire truck, hire 4 firefighters, fund the Family Resource Center, run cameras through our sewer system, help replace old, costly street lights with more efficient LED lights in 2 sections of the city, build a skate plaza, and replace the cooling tower at the ice arena. We will continue to seek grant funding. And because I pushed a new idea to pay eligible bills using a points program developed by American Express, we have replaced 19 city computers at 0 cost to Garden City. Today, if you're going to succeed, you have to do business differently. You have to be innovative, effective, and efficient. I have been there helping to lead the change for positive change. Determining how we can, instead of arguing why we can't, will get us to where we need to be. People helping people, sharing ideas, and promoting the best of what our community has to offer. This is the Garden City I know. Businesses and families with deep roots, hardworking people, and I'm proud to be part of the solution. You know that when I come to the council table, I bring with me a master's degree in administration, along with experience in management, leadership training, and people skills. I'm committed to finding solutions and to getting results. With your vote for me, Jaye Lynch, on August the 5th, we will continue to make a positive difference together. There is still so much to be done, and I look forward to representing you.
My name is Pat Mcard, and I am running for a seat on City Council. I made this decision because numerous people who I respect asked me to. When I told them I might not agree with them on all the issues, they said it didn't matter. They asked me to run because they knew, 1, I would do my homework, treat people with respect, and make the best budget and policy decisions, keeping the community as a whole in mind. Running for council is a natural next step for me. I have a lifetime of experiences as an employee of the city and also a volunteer in several community organizations. I grew up in Garden City and raised my family here. I worked for the city's Parks and Recreation Department for 50 years, retiring as director in 2011. I have first-hand knowledge and experience on how municipal government works. I have developed budgets and worked on policies and procedures, the 2 key responsibilities of the council. I have worked with low-income senior citizens and families and realized some of the financial hardships they face. In an interview with Sue Mason from The Observer, Sue asked me if my long employment with the city would make it difficult to make decisions that would affect employees I'd worked with. I can make these hard decisions. When I was the director of Parks and Rec, I had to cut programs and discharge employees. Unfortunately, I also had to make decisions that cut support to volunteer programs. I made these decisions based on what was best for the community in order to keep the community and the city financially stable. I'll continue to make these hard decisions, but I can do that more effectively due to my working relationship with staff and volunteers whose opinions I've learned to respect. As a member of the Kiwanis, the Garden Club, and the Friends of the Historical Museum, and most recently the Fish Organization, I've had the opportunity to work with the business, school, and volunteer community. This involvement has given me a better understanding of the community and the people I hope to represent. The City Council needs people who are experienced in the budget process and understand the role of municipal government. I am that person. As a council member, my main priority will be development and adherence to a budget that provides for the best possible services to the community. Our city does not have the financial ability to support everything I would like to support. The budget must be based on priorities. As a council member, safety will be my highest consideration. Most of us think of the police and fire departments first when we think of safety. As a council member, I will also make decisions that will keep our city infrastructure safe. The city must provide for safe roads, water and sewer system, municipal buildings, parks, lighting, and a safe work environment for our employees. As I make budget decisions, nothing is off the table. Consolidations or merging police and fire departments have been discussed. I would have to be convinced these changes would result in the same level of safety and are physically responsible. Consolidations are not easy and may or may not be the answer. As a member of the Garden Club, I have been privileged to see many beautiful yards and gardens in the city, but unfortunately I have also viewed homes that are not being maintained and businesses that are eyesores. One of the ways the city can encourage people and businesses to move into our community is by enforcing these ordinances that require basic maintenance. Who wants to move next door to a home or a business with broken windows or trash thrown over the yard? The city can best market itself by making sure it enforces ordinances. Again, my main focus as a council member will be 1, fiscal responsibility, keeping our city financially stable. 2, maintaining a safe environment. And 3, supporting a strong enforcement of ordinances that will encourage families and businesses to stay or move into our community. That is why I'm asking your support on November 5th. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Al Brisco, and I'm running for the partial term to fill the unfilled term of George Cordy for City Council. I'm 63 years old, married with 2 children, been married for about 38 years, wonderful, glorious years. My 2 children are Nathan and Ciri, both graduates of the Garden City Public Schools, as well as me and my wife Denise. Myself, I served in the U.S. Army from 1968 to 1971 during the Vietnam era, and I graduated from Wayne State University Labor School Program in 1981, as well as the International City Managers Association School out of the University of Indiana, and received a master's in management in 1984. I've served 3 terms on the City Council. I've been coach and manager of baseball teams with the GCYAA during the 80s and 90s until my children got old enough and graduated. Right now I do want to talk about some of the issues that we have in Garden City. Some of the issues are mainly, the main issue is the water system and the $3 million surplus we presently have in there. We have presently, I've been told, somewhere between $100,000 and $1 million of excess water that we sold to our customers in the last 3 years, and we haven't bought the water from the city of Detroit. So we owe some money to somebody somewhere. I'm sure that's going to be the city of Westland, and we'll probably do it through water credits in the next coming fiscal year. But while we do have this surplus in the water, I do want to replace the water main that's on Maplewood between Merriman and Hubbard. When the city became a village in 1927, the first thing that city did was extend the water system down Maplewood Street all the way to Vinoy. That main is 83 years old. It's a cast iron water main that needs to be replaced. It was planned to be replaced 4 years ago during the paving of Maplewood that never happened. That water main at this time still needs to be replaced. We've had multiple problems on that, and we could take some of that $3 million surplus and spend that money on that water main. The second issue is the lack of leadership that we've had with the Roberts rules. Recently, we had a meeting where the mayor took an informal vote on a second meter, and it was published as a headline in the local Observer newspaper. I do want to point out, votes cannot be taken during a study session. That's a mandatory thing, not a suggestive thing. So please, in the future, try to follow Robert's rules and bring it under order. We've had a little bit of political mischief in this town. We've had mayoral candidates threatening campaign workers. We've had council people who've been getting endorsements before they even existed. And they're all ducking the issues. I'm sure if you watched all these programs, they've all stayed away from the city manager's contract, the $3 million in the water fund, and the way things have been going lately. This is not a proud thing for anybody on the city council. Their perception of being a divided council is just that. It's a divided council. It's not a perception. Look at the way they vote on the water issues. Look at the way they vote on the city budgets. They can say yes and no on who they owe money to next week and who approved the minutes and come up with a 80 to 90% same tally on their votes because they approved the same minutes. But the reality is, on the critical issues, they are severely divided and need somebody to put it together. They need somebody to stand up and give them leadership. I'm hoping that if you allow me, I can provide that for them. But before I go, the one thing I do want to do is thank Mrs. Dodge for her 18 years of service that she gave the city. She chose not to run, but I do want to respect the 18 years of service she did give to us. And with that, please vote for me, Al Brisco, in the 2-year term at the bottom of the ballot this coming November. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Margo and I'm running for the 2-year term vacated by George Cordy. I am a lifetime resident and a former employee of the City of Garden City. I believe that I have the best interest of the city at heart and want to be a part of this community moving forward. I truly believe that Garden City is a great place to call home and want to make sure that it stays that way. As a former employee, I was honored to serve the residents for 22 plus years. I began working for the city as a co-op student in October of '88 and was hired full-time in September of '89 after graduating from Garden City High School. I've worked in the city manager's office as the administrative assistant to the city manager, mayor, and council. Many residents may know me from the many years that I coordinated some of Garden City's great events, such as the Memorial Day and Veterans Day ceremonies, as well as the community tree lighting. During my time working for the city, I've had the opportunity to meet many great residents in the community, as well as learn the inner workings of city government. Aside from my contributions to Garden City when I was a city employee, I've been very active in the community as one of the founders of the Garden City Relay for Life and a proud member of the Save the Tatas team. I am a current member of the Downtown Garden City Santaland Parade Committee and the member of the Garden City Civil Service Commission. For the past several years, I've also enjoyed volunteering my time for the Garden City Goodfellows. I am running for City Council because I believe Garden City is a great city and I want to be a part of the community's future successes. I would like to see the city spend more time and attention on eliminating blight. I feel the city's one ordinance officer has done a wonderful job addressing this problem in our city, but that much more needs to be done to deal with the growing problem of unkept properties in our town. I think it's important that the city stay ahead of this problem and hold the property owners accountable for their properties. I also believe that the city's infrastructure desperately needs to be improved. From roads that need to be paved to the city's crumbling sidewalks, the needs of Garden City's infrastructure have been ignored far too long. We cannot continue to ignore these problems that can be addressed today for a smaller cost, because these will lead to far more costly fixes in the future. The Department of Public Services has completed the Harrison Avenue Road project and is working on Lather Street. We need to keep this momentum going forward into new projects. I would make sure that the city is utilizing all the available funds from the state to repair and upgrade the city's infrastructure. I would also like to see the city restart its comprehensive sidewalk improvement program, dealing with current deteriorating sidewalks and installing sidewalks and crosswalks where they don't exist for the handicapped and elderly, as well as the children and families of Garden City. I realize that these improvements will take time, but with the public adoption of a 5- and 10-year plan, council as well as department heads would have a plan that would give them direction for the future. I've spent my career working for the city, both professionally and as a volunteer. I understand how the city departments operate, as well as budget issues. I've worked for council as the city's administrative assistant. This has allowed me to gain insight into how the governing body operates and what is necessary to make it an effective form of government. I feel it's important that council members are prepared prior to the council meetings. The job of government takes place 365 days a year, not just on Monday nights. I will do my homework and be ready to serve the residents of Garden City. I believe Garden City is a great city, and I would like to continue Garden City's successes into the future. Our city is a city where generations after generations have lived. Vote Margo Sasierski on November 5th. Together, we can continue to keep Garden City a great place to call home for future generations. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Randy Walker, and I'm on the ballot for re-election as your mayor this November. I've been honored to serve as your mayor since 2009. My wife Linda and I have called Garden City home for over 50 years. Our children and our grandchildren have attended and are attending Garden City Public Schools. Let me share with you some of my life experiences. I proudly served my country for 4 years in the United States Air Force and was honorably discharged in 1980. I was a volunteer Garden City Police Reserve officer. In 2002, I earned my bachelor's degree from Siena Heights University. I served on the Finance Authority Board at the Garden City Hospital, and I'm a former UAW skilled tradesman licensed as a stationary steam engineer. I am currently the council liaison for the Planning Commission. I'm a Garden City Kiwanis member, and I'm currently a manager with Ford Motor Company. I'm proud to say that many positive changes have occurred over the past 4 years with the help of our council and our staff. Blight in our city has always been one of my top priorities. I'm sure you have noticed the removal of the blighted buildings at Ford and Merriman. In City Park, we removed the log cabin and the old city pool using grant funds. We painted our handball courts at the Kiwanis Park. We've torn down fire-gutted homes, improved inspections on rental properties, and have written many ordinance violations to help improve our city's appearance. We have rebuilt several local streets and replaced water and sewer mains on Harrison, Bach, Lathers, and James Streets. We've had conversations with the county that led to repaving of Warren and Merriman roads. With the help of city employees, we have written and received over $3 million in grants. This money allowed us to make improvements at the Maplewood Community Center, provide programs for our youth at risk, purchase a new fire truck, hire 4 firefighters, build a new skate park, and make LED street lighting improvements. We have seen our DDA place artwork in our downtown, sponsor several events including a chili cook-off, the Sandland Parade, which attracts many to our central downtown business district. They assist businesses with facade improvements, as well as put up the best Christmas light display the downtown has ever seen. Garden City is on the upturn. New businesses are building and opening all over Garden City. Businesses such as Yaldo Eye Center, Incorporate Graphics, Kroger Gas Station, MECS and Family Fitness Center, Lucky Dog Luxury Daycare, restaurants, and a bakery, just to name a few. I believe part of the mayor's job is building relationships with residents, business owners, city employees, department heads, school board members, and neighboring community leaders. As your mayor, I've successfully developed relationships in these areas. It has been through these relationships that will help us continue to move Garden City in the right direction. Make no mistake, future decisions that lie ahead for our city will be very challenging. As a member of council, my goal is always to vote what is best for Garden City. We have excellent employees. Every winter we have the best plowed streets in Wayne County. We have excellent public schools. Just a few weeks back, Principal Mary Pantier cut the ribbon on the Ben Carson Reading Room at Memorial Elementary, the first one in the nation at the first and second grade level. I don't believe in us versus them concept. I believe in a team concept. We are all in this together. I am talking about residents, employees, teachers, administrators, and business owners. We all have an investment in Garden City, and this is our city. I have had the honor of serving as your mayor and want to continue to serve in this capacity. There is much more work to be done. For more information on my run for re-election, please visit my Facebook page. Please vote Walker on November 5th. Thank you.
I'm Buddy Wallace, lived in Garden City since the early 60s. On the ballot, my name will appear as E. Wallace, that's W-A-L-L-A-C-E. I have raised 3 children in Garden City, and they graduated from Garden City high schools, and all 3 of them have graduated from Michigan colleges. I worked with GCYA for 25 years, coaching softball, baseball, and helped form the basketball league. And I met a lot of interesting people and had relationships not only with the children that I coached, but also their parents and grandparents and their relatives. It's been a beautiful trail for me throughout the city. I want to tell the people the reason I'm running for office is I love Garden City. And I have a 7-point plan. That 7-point plan, the first one is to reduce the water rates. The second one is to refund the excess charges that our residents have paid and they're sitting out there in an account. The third one is I want to give the seniors a discount for the water. It's just recently, Kmart's water bill got reduced. The people that's low-end users, which are the senior citizens, they got a 28% increase plus. I want also to stabilize and reduce the property taxes. Taxes are high here. There's ways to do it, and we'll get to that further on down the line. I want to abolish the special assessments. Remember, a special assessment is not a special assessment if it pays for the usage of it, only the new part of it and improvements. And I want to revive the Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber of Commerce is what brings the jobs and the businesses to our city. Just recently, Livonia, some of these other residential communities, they got millions of dollars to bring jobs and businesses to their city. We lost out. We don't have one. And I'd like to also to promote the new businesses. And there's ways to do that. And what you do, Garden City has a draw of 350,000 possible customers in a 5 square mile area. The Middle Belt Ford Road intersection is still one of the 5th most traveled in Michigan. Now, I want to work closely with the library people to instill in them a reason to build a new and efficient library where we can draw some of our neighbors to us. And it's good for everybody else. Now I want to also tell you that City Hall, we have a residential neighborhood. We got good churches here, but yet our chaplain doesn't live in the city of Garden City or the churches in Garden City. And when Garden City is a great place to call home, it should be a great place to have our chaplain from too. Also, if I'm elected mayor, I will never, never have a state of the city address in a bar. In the previous years, we have used Albert's on the Alley for the bar. And a lot of residents don't want to go to the bar. How do you ask a minister to go into a bar and say a prayer for the state of the city address? It makes me upset. It bothers me. But anyway, to look forward to serving you, and I'll do a good job for you, and I'll tell you that we'll bring growth to Garden City. I plan on building something like a factory outlet with stores, 17 stores, to people to go shopping at. It will bring people here. It's something new in the area. No other city has it. And I want to tell you that I really love Garden City, and I appreciate all the things and the people that I have met here. They're great people. And it is a great place to live, work, and coach with the sports. And we have good people in Garden City. Thank you very much, and I appreciate this time to come into your home. And please vote for me. I'll make you proud of me, and I'll make Garden City a proud place to live in again. Thank you very much.
That's Meet the Candidates for this year. Thank you very much for watching, and my thanks to the candidates for appearing on the program. Again, this program will appear on GCTV right up until the election, October 18th through the 20th, and October 25th through November 3rd at 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 7 p.m., and 11 p.m. The program can be seen on the city's live stream as well as on demand on YouTube through the city's website. Go to www.gardencitymi.org/GCTV. And also don't forget, we'll have Election Night Live right here on GCTV the night of the election beginning at 8:30. Susan McGraw and myself will bring you all of the results live as well as interviews with all of the candidates. My thanks to Christian Gibbons for producing today's program. I'm Dan York. Thank you very much for watching, and make sure that you vote on November 5th. Good night, everyone.